The Mariana snailfish looks more like a living X-ray than a creature. Whiplash can snatch prey from unimaginable distances, and the giant phantom jelly has only been seen about 120 times. These are 20 marine creatures scientists don't want you to know. Turridrupa magnifica. Turridrupa magnifica is a recently discovered species of sea snail found in the deep waters near New Caledonia and Vanuatu, and it's armed with one of nature's most sophisticated biological weapons. This small gastropod, measuring less than an inch in length, possesses a venomous barb for capturing prey. But this isn't just any venom. It uses harpoon-like radula teeth to inject potent toxins into its prey, paralyzing small organisms. The mechanism is so precise, so deadly, that researchers are studying its peptides for potential medical applications in pain relief and cancer treatments. What makes this discovery particularly remarkable is that it was found during the Global Ocean Census, launched in April 2023, in waters that require advanced ROVs and submersibles to explore. The deep ocean, where only about 10% of marine species are documented, continues to yield these extraordinary predators. Living on rocky, rubble, or sandy substrates at depths reaching several thousand meters, Turridrupa magnifica represents something unsettling about the deep sea. Despite its small size, it's a formidable predator lurking in near-total darkness, part of a vast, hidden world of venomous snails that may still be undocumented. Moving on to depths of around 2,000 meters in the Pacific Ocean, researchers encountered something that looked like it had stepped off a movie set. Advena magnifica. Advena magnifica, commonly dubbed the ET sponge, has a distinctive alien-like appearance, with a long, stalky body and a bulbous head, featuring two large holes resembling eyes. This glass sponge, discovered in 2016 and formally named in 2020, belongs to the family Euplectellidae and represents a monotypic genus, meaning it's so unique that it sits alone in its own classification. Its skeleton is made of silica-based spicules, giving it a delicate, glass-like structure, while those eerie, eye-like holes are actually oscules for water expulsion. Found specifically near the Mariana Trench and off Hawaii, in what Dr. Chris Marr describes as the forest of the weird, this sponge inhabits a prehistoric seabed dating back to the Cretaceous period. But what's truly unsettling about Advena magnifica is that, unlike most sponges, it has tissues that conduct electrical signals, allowing rapid responses to stimuli, almost animal-like behavior, in what should be a sessile organism. The sponge's ability to remain hidden until recently highlights how the deep ocean continues to conceal entire ecosystems in places accessible only to the most advanced technology. Moving on to the deepest, darkest corners of the ocean, where whale carcasses sink to create macabre oases of life, tiny limpets make their home in one of the most unsettling ways imaginable. Cocculina. Cocculina species are deep-sea limpets that have adapted to survive in some of the ocean's most extreme and ephemeral environments. These small marine gastropods, measuring just a few millimeters to centimeters, have simple, conical shells that are often thin and translucent. Unlike their coastal relatives, Cocculina species lack the strong muscular foot of coastal limpets, instead relying on a reduced foot for attachment to soft substrates. They inhabit depths ranging from 1,000 to over 5,000 meters, where they feed on the organic film and bacteria that colonize decomposing whale carcasses and sunken wood. What makes these creatures particularly eerie is their dependence on death. They thrive on whale falls, the carcasses of massive marine mammals that have sunk to the abyssal plains. Picture tiny, ghostly limpets with translucent shells grazing on the bones of whales in the pitch-black depths, their pale bodies blending into the decaying substrates they call home. Their existence is as fleeting as it is macabre. Their reliance on transient habitats like sunken wood or bones means entire populations can vanish when the substrate decomposes, adding a spectral quality to their life cycle. They appear, flourish briefly in these islands of death, then disappear as completely as they came. The ocean's latest mysterious predator comes in a shape that defies easy categorization. New guitar shark species. Recently discovered guitar sharks, part of the 866 new marine species identified by the Ocean Census, represent creatures that seem caught between two worlds, part shark, part ray, and wholly enigmatic. Guitar sharks, belonging to the family Rhinobatidae, have a flattened body like a ray, but maintain the shark-like tail that gives them their distinctive guitar-shaped appearance. These cartilaginous fish are bottom dwellers, often foraging for small fish, crustaceans, and mollusks, while relying on their exceptional camouflage to ambush prey or avoid predators. What makes this recent discovery particularly intriguing is how it remained hidden despite its relatively large size. Like other rare marine species such as the Pondicherry shark, which was rediscovered in 2019, guitar sharks often have small populations or patchy distributions that reduce human encounters. The new species was likely discovered in deep sea or underexplored regions, possibly in the Pacific or Atlantic, where these areas are hotspots for recent marine discoveries. The most unsettling aspect of these predators is their ambush strategy. They lie partially buried in sediment, motionless and nearly invisible, until unsuspecting prey ventures too close. Their ghostly, muted colors allow them to blend seamlessly into the seafloor, making them living phantoms of the deep that can strike without warning. The next marine animal dwells in the crushing depths, where most life cannot survive, and has evolved using one of nature's most disturbing survival strategies. Amygdoscalpellum caliciculum. Amygdoscalpellum caliciculum, part of the 866 new marine species discovered recently, represents a creature that challenges our understanding of how life adapts to extreme environments. This deep-sea barnacle differs dramatically from its familiar coastal cousins. While typical barnacles develop hard, calcareous shells, deep-sea species like Amygdoscalpellum may have reduced or completely absent shells. Instead, they develop fleshy, stalked bodies with cirri, feeding appendages adapted for their harsh environment. The truly unsettling aspect of this discovery lies in its potential parasitic lifestyle. Related species like Anelasma squalicola are parasitic, embedding themselves into the flesh of deep-sea creatures like sharks and draining their nutrients. If Amygdoscalpellum follows a similar strategy, it represents a gruesome survival mechanism, using hidden, root-like tendrils to extract nutrients from hosts in an invasive process that operates unseen in the deep ocean. Found at depths of 650 meters or more, these barnacles inhabit a world of perpetual darkness and crushing pressure. Their alien appearance, a fleshy, stalk-like body lacking a typical shell, gives them an otherworldly look that seems more suited to science fiction than marine biology. In the perpetual darkness of the deep sea, predators have evolved hunting strategies that border on the nightmarish. The next animal, belonging to the genus Mastigoteuthis, represents one of nature's most unsettling deep-sea hunters: whiplash squid. These deep-sea cephalopods have elongated, slender bodies with a mantle length up to 78 centimeters, but their defining feature is their extraordinarily long, delicate tentacles covered with microscopic suckers. These tentacles can extend up to 12 times their mantle length, potentially over 5 meters in total reach, creating a predatory web in the darkness. Found in oceans worldwide, including specific records in the Celebes Sea, Cayman Islands, Florida Keys, Okinawa, and Hawaii, these squids inhabit the mesopelagic to bathypelagic zones at depths of 200–1,500 meters or more. They're slow-moving creatures that hover above the seafloor, using their bioluminescent photophores to create an eerie, glowing effect in the pitch-black environment. The most disturbing aspect of their behavior is their hunting strategy. Their incredibly long, whip-like tentacles with microscopic suckers can snatch prey from distances that would seem impossible, giving them a predatory reach that feels like something from a deep-sea nightmare. As they mature, they descend deeper to avoid whales, a chilling reminder of the constant predator-prey arms race in the deep ocean. At the very bottom of our planet's deepest places, where pressures exceed anything most life forms could survive, scientists have discovered something that challenges our fundamental understanding of where life can exist: chemosynthetic communities in Hadal trenches. In 2025, expeditions using China's Fenduji submersible revealed unexpectedly vibrant and widespread chemosynthetic ecosystems in Hadal trenches. These communities, spanning over 2,500 km across the Kuril-Kamchatka and western Aleutian trenches at depths of 5,800–9,533 meters, represent the deepest and most extensive known chemosynthetic ecosystems on Earth. Unlike surface life that depends on sunlight, these organisms thrive on chemical energy from compounds like methane and hydrogen sulfide. The creatures themselves seem designed for nightmares. Cyberglinid tube worms dominate these communities, with bright red, hemoglobin-rich tentacles and no digestive systems, relying entirely on internal bacteria to convert toxic chemicals into food. Accompanying them are white marine snails, centipede-like worms, sea cucumbers, and anemones, all adapted to conditions that would be instantly lethal to surface dwellers. Perhaps most unsettling is their role as deep-sea recycling centers. These communities sequester up to 70 times more organic carbon than surrounding sediments, influencing the global carbon cycle in ways we're only beginning to understand. They exist under pressures 1,000 times greater than at sea level, in conditions so alien they serve as analogues for potential extraterrestrial life. Moving on, in the vast expanses of the deep ocean, some of the planet's most elusive mammals continue to evade scientific understanding. New beaked whale species. In 2021, a potential new species of beaked whale was identified, adding to the mystery surrounding these deep-diving giants. Beaked whales represent some of the ocean's most secretive creatures. They spend the majority of their lives in the deep ocean, often diving to depths of 2,000–3,000 meters and remaining at the surface for only brief periods. Their remote habitats and elusive behavior make sightings rare, with many species remaining poorly studied. What makes these discoveries particularly eerie is their connection to death. Beaked whale carcasses create whale falls on the seafloor, fostering chemosynthetic communities with worms and mussels thriving on decaying bones. Research in locations like Hood Canyon, Australia, has found mesoplodon skulls colonized by these organisms, creating underwater graveyards that support entire ecosystems. The evolutionary history of these whales adds another layer of unsettling intrigue. A related fossil species from Australia had razor-sharp teeth and large eyes, described as a gnarly predator, a reminder of the fierce predatory heritage these seemingly gentle giants carry. Their powerful echolocation clicks are among the loudest in the animal kingdom, hypothesized to stun prey, though the mechanism remains unclear, leaving their hunting methods unsettlingly mysterious. Hidden among the coral reefs and seagrass beds of the Indo-Pacific, the next animal is a master of disguise so effective they were overlooked by science for decades and continue to emerge from their hiding places. Pygmy pipehorse. New species of pygmy pipehorses, tiny seahorse-like fish in the family Syngnathidae, represent some of the ocean's most accomplished impersonators. These creatures, measuring only a few centimeters long, have evolved camouflage so perfect it borders on the supernatural. Their ability to mimic their environment is so precise that they're nearly invisible, like living ghosts in the reef. They cling to vegetation, using their prehensile tails, blending seamlessly with seagrass or coral in shallow tropical waters. What makes their existence particularly unsettling is the role reversal in reproduction. Males carry eggs in a brood pouch, giving birth to live young, a phenomenon that challenges conventional understanding of vertebrate reproduction. The sight of a male pipe horse, no bigger than a thumb, swollen with developing offspring, creates an eerie juxtaposition of size and biological responsibility. Their fragile dependence on specific habitats makes them vulnerable to environmental changes, and many could vanish before being fully documented. They feed by creating vacuum-like suction with their tubular mouths, a silent and unsettling method of predation that allows them to capture prey without betraying their presence. Moving on into the depths where sunlight has never penetrated, the next animal is a ghostly figure drifting through the eternal darkness. Casper octopus. The Casper octopus, observed in 2016 off Hawaii at depths of about 4,000 meters, remains scientifically undescribed but unforgettable to those who have encountered it. This small, pale and translucent cephalopod earned its nickname from its ghost-like appearance. Unlike its shallow water relatives, it has adapted to the abyssal zone by shedding many typical octopus characteristics. It lacks ink sacs and has reduced pigmentation, adaptations to a world where escape mechanisms that work in sunlit waters become useless. Living at depths of 4,000 meters, the Casper octopus exists in conditions more alien than most extraterrestrial environments we can imagine. The pressure would instantly crush surface-dwelling creatures, temperatures hover near freezing, and the darkness is absolute. Yet this ethereal creature has made this nightmarish environment its home. Perhaps most unsettling is how little we know about it. The lack of physical specimens and the challenges of studying soft-bodied cephalopods at such depths mean it remains poorly understood. Its ghostly appearance, combined with the fact that few have been observed since its initial sighting, gives it an almost mythical quality, a phantom of the abyss that may drift through our deepest oceans largely unnoticed. For over 150 years, scientists believed they knew all there was to know about sea dragons. Then, in 2015, the ocean revealed it had been hiding a third species in plain sight: ruby sea dragon. The ruby sea dragon was first described in 2015, making it the first sea dragon species discovered in 150 years. What makes this discovery particularly unsettling is how long it remained hidden in museum collections. Specimens were misidentified as other sea dragon species, with one found as early as 1919, meaning this species had been haunting scientific collections for nearly a century before its true identity was revealed through DNA analysis. Unlike its relatives, the ruby sea dragon lacks elaborate dermal appendages, having only stumpy lobes, and possesses a unique prehensile tail. Its vibrant red coloration serves a sinister purpose. In the deep waters of 50-72 meters where it lives, red light is absorbed, making the dragon nearly invisible to both predators and prey. Found along the coast of Western Australia, from the Recherche Archipelago to near Perth, it inhabits deeper waters over mixed reef and sandy habitats. The first live footage, captured in 2016 using ROVs, revealed a creature that moves like a spectre through its surge-heavy environment, its prehensile tail trailing over objects with subtle, almost intelligent movements. The male holotype was found carrying dozens of embryos, hinting at a secretive reproductive cycle in the abyss that we're only beginning to understand. Moving on in the deepest trenches of our planet, where the pressure would instantly crush any surface-dwelling creature, a translucent ghost of a fish has made the impossible seem routine. Mariana snailfish. The Mariana snailfish, discovered in 2014 and described in 2017, lives at depths of 6,198, 8,076 meters in the Hadal zone of the Mariana Trench. This small, tadpole-like fish, measuring about 20-30 centimeters, has a body that seems almost ethereal. Its translucent, gelatinous form lacks scales and pigmentation, making it appear more like a living X-ray than a conventional fish. Its minimal musculature and skeletal structure are adaptations to an environment where traditional fish anatomy would be a liability rather than an advantage. The Mariana snailfish thrives under conditions that represent a hellish environment by surface standards. The pressure at its habitat depth is equivalent to having an elephant standing on a postage stamp, repeated 1,000 times over. Temperatures hover around 1°C, and the darkness is absolute and eternal. Perhaps most unsettling is how it feeds. This silent predator drifts through the total darkness, using its soft body to vacuum up tiny crustaceans and other organisms from the sediment. Its feeding strategy is one of eerie efficiency, a ghostly presence that appears from nowhere to consume prey in an environment where most life simply cannot exist. The discovery of this species challenges our understanding of vertebrate limits, proving that complex life can adapt to conditions previously thought impossible for animals with spinal cords. For centuries, the next animal roamed the southern seas, hiding in plain sight among its more famous relatives. Hoodwinker sunfish. The hoodwinker sunfish, described in 2017, had been mistaken for the common mola mola until genetic analysis revealed it as a distinct species. The name tecta, Latin for hidden, perfectly captures how this massive fish evaded scientific classification. This is no small oversight. The hoodwinker can grow up to 2.4 meters in length and weigh over a ton, making it one of the largest bony fish in the ocean. Yet despite its enormous size, it remained scientifically unrecognized, lurking in the temperate waters of the southern hemisphere like a massive living ghost. What makes this fish particularly eerie is its tendency to appear without warning. Hoodwinkers frequently wash ashore on beaches, their huge, lifeless bodies materializing like bizarre alien relics. Beach strandings and rare sightings contributed to its secretive status, as these appearances seemed random and unpredictable, defying explanation. The hoodwinker's diet adds to its unsettling nature. It feeds primarily on jellyfish and plankton, consuming vast quantities of gelatinous prey. Picture this massive creature moving like a living vacuum through the ocean, methodically engulfing jellyfish with cold, mechanical efficiency. Found in the temperate waters of New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, and southern Chile, it prefers cooler waters and deeper ranges than its tropical relatives, often diving to depths of 50-200 meters, where it remains largely invisible to human observation. In the perpetual twilight of the deep ocean, another massive spectre drifts through the darkness with an otherworldly grace that has haunted marine biologists for over a century. Giant phantom jelly. The giant phantom jelly, first described in 1910, has a bell up to 1 meter wide and oral arms extending over 10 meters, making it one of the ocean's largest and most elusive jellyfish. Despite being known to science for over 110 years, only about 120 sightings have been recorded, making encounters with this creature rarer than sightings of many legendary cryptids. Its dark reddish-brown or purple coloration and flowing, curtain-like arms create a vision that seems more suited to supernatural horror than marine biology. Unlike typical jellyfish, it lacks lacks stinging tentacles, instead using its thick, fleshy oral arms to envelop and consume soft-bodied prey like plankton and small fish. The hunting strategy is disturbingly methodical. Rather than a quick sting and kill, the phantom jelly traps prey in a slow, suffocating embrace, wrapping them in its curtain-like arms until resistance ceases. Found in all major oceans at depths of 1,000–4,000 meters, it inhabits the mesopelagic and bathypelagic zones where light never penetrates. Its massive size, combined with its dark coloration and ghostly movements, makes it appear like a living manifestation of the deep ocean's most primordial fears. The creature's ancient, unchanged form suggests it has been haunting the depths for millions of years, a living relic that continues to drift through our oceans largely unnoticed and poorly understood. Hidden in the sediment-rich waters of the Indo-Pacific, the next animal is a master of deception practices, an art form so sophisticated it borders on the supernatural. Symmetrical Wunderpuss. The Wunderpuss octopus, discovered in the 1980s and officially described in 2006, features a rusty brown background with unique white spots and bands that vary among individuals like fingerprints. The German name Wunderpuss, meaning marvel octopus, captures both the creature's photogenic appearance and its unsettling abilities. This small cephalopod has mastered the art of mimicry, changing color and shape to imitate venomous species like lionfish or sea snakes, creating eerie, deceptive displays that can fool both predators and prey. What makes the Wunderpuss particularly disturbing is its suspected toxicity. While not conclusively proven, the species is believed to be highly venomous, with warnings that its toxin could be deadly to humans. Its bright coloration follows the pattern of many toxic marine species, a beautiful exterior concealing potentially lethal properties. Found in shallow waters, typically no deeper than 20 meters across regions from Bali and Sulawesi to the Philippines, Vanuatu, and Papua New Guinea, it inhabits soft-bottom sediments where its camouflage abilities reach perfection. A notable hotspot is the volcanic sand plain of the Lembeh Strait in Indonesia, where it can disappear into the seafloor so completely that it seems to vanish from existence. Each individual's unique pattern of white markings creates an almost supernatural quality, as if the ocean has marked each one with its own ghostly signature. In 2015, deep in the Guajataca Canyon off Puerto Rico, scientists encountered something that challenged the very nature of species discovery. Duobrachium sparksi. Duobrachium sparksi, a newly identified ctenophore discovered at a depth of 3,900 meters, became the first species described using only high-definition video footage, with no physical specimen ever collected. This small, translucent creature, often less than a few millimeters long, possesses an ethereal quality that seems almost supernatural. Its gelatinous body moves by beating rows of hair-like cilia that refract light, creating a shimmering, rainbow-like effect in the absolute darkness of the deep sea. Perhaps most unsettling is its anchoring behavior. Using its two long tentacles, it can hover like a hot air balloon in the deep sea, defying typical movement patterns of marine life. This ghostly hovering creates an image of something that seems to exist outside normal biological rules. The fact that only 3 individuals were observed during the 2015 expedition adds to its phantom-like quality. No physical specimens exist, and the species was identified solely through video, making it feel more like a deep-sea apparition than a flesh-and-blood organism. Despite its delicate appearance, this comb jelly is a highly efficient carnivore, using its tentacles to ensnare tiny arthropods and larvae in the darkness with an efficiency that seems almost predatory intelligence. Let's head to the depths of the Gulf of Mexico and look at a starfish with a name that literally means deep discoverer, and the story of how it earned that name is as mysterious as the creature itself. Sebagaster barthihurator. Sebagaster barthihurator was discovered in 2018, with its Latin name honoring NOAA's deep discoverer ROV that observed it feeding on the soft, unconsolidated seafloor. This deep-sea starfish represents one of the ocean's most enigmatic recent discoveries. Unlike its shallow-water relatives, this species has adapted to navigate and feed in the loose sediment of the deep ocean floor, but its observation during a single expedition underscores its elusive nature. The creature's feeding behavior creates a particularly eerie image. It feeds on organic material in soft, unconsolidated sediment, possibly consuming microscopic organisms or detritus in the desolate deep-sea environment. Picture this silent predator slowly scouring the seafloor in complete darkness, methodically processing the organic remains that drift down from the world above. What makes Sebagaster barthihurator particularly unsettling is how little we know about it despite its recent discovery. The exact depth of its habitat and the full extent of its range remain undocumented. The vast number number of undiscovered species in the deep ocean, estimated at 2/3 of marine life, means creatures like this sea star remain hidden until advanced technology reveals them. The fact that it was observed only once, during a specific expedition, gives it the quality of a fleeting ghost of the deep, a creature that exists in our planet's most alien environment, carrying out its mysterious life cycle, largely unwitnessed by the world above. In 2023, on the ocean floor off Alaska at a depth of 3,300 meters, scientists encountered something that defied immediate classification: golden egg. The golden egg is an unidentified object that appears as a smooth, golden dome-shaped structure, roughly the size of a large grapefruit, discovered during a NOAA expedition. Its shiny, metallic-like surface and perfect symmetry have baffled scientists, who have yet to classify it as a known species or object. Initial observations suggest it could be an egg casing, possibly from a sponge or coral, or an unknown life stage of a marine species, but its true nature remains completely mysterious. What makes the golden egg particularly unsettling is the complete uncertainty surrounding its origin. The possibility that it could be an egg casing for an unknown creature raises disturbing questions about what might have created it or what could potentially emerge from it. Found in the desolate deep sea, its solitary presence on the ocean floor feels eerie, as if it's a relic from an unknown world waiting to be uncovered. A single specimen was collected but has not been fully analyzed, leaving its nature suspended in scientific limbo. The lack of answers about whether it's biological, geological, or something else entirely adds a deeply unsettling layer of uncertainty that challenges our understanding of deep-sea life. Deep in the bathypelagic zone, where sunlight has never penetrated and pressure would crush surface dwellers instantly, drifts one of the ocean's most bizarre colonial organisms, Bathyphysa conifera. Bathyphysa conifera, nicknamed the flying spaghetti monster, is a bathypelagic siphonophore that challenges our understanding of what constitutes a single organism. This creature represents something fundamentally alien to human comprehension. It is not a single animal, but a colonial organism composed of specialized zooids that function together for reproduction, feeding, flotation, and movement. Each part has a specific role. Some sting prey, others digest food, and still others handle reproduction, creating a living collective that blurs the line between individual and community. The organism can grow several meters long, with estimates suggesting up to 30 feet, including its tentacles. Its appearance is otherworldly, a large anterior float connected to a long stem with feeding polyps that transition from pink when young to yellow when mature, each equipped with a single tentacle. What makes this creature particularly disturbing is its bioluminescent hunting strategy. It exhibits bioluminescence to attract prey, creating an eerie glow in the pitch-black deep sea. One submersible team triggered a 45-second brilliant bioluminescent display after disturbing it, creating a light show that seems more supernatural than biological. Adding to its alien nature, a manifish lives symbiotically with it, hiding among its tentacles, stealing food, and possibly nibbling on its host while protecting it from parasites, an unsettling partnership in the eternal darkness. In the most extreme environments Earth has to offer, where scalding water meets freezing depths and toxic chemicals create a hellish landscape, lives a creature that seems designed for survival in conditions that shouldn't support complex life. Kiwa tyleri. Kiwa tyleri, discovered in 2005 and commonly called the yeti crab, inhabits hydrothermal vents in the East Scotia Ridge near Antarctica at depths of 2,200–2,600 meters. This deep-sea crustacean has evolved one of nature's most unsettling survival strategies. Its distinctive hairy claws are covered in bacteria that metabolize chemicals from hydrothermal vents through chemosynthesis, essentially farming its own food source in an environment where traditional food webs cannot exist. The yeti crab's appearance is deeply unsettling. Its long, setose claws give it a furry, yeti-like appearance, while its pale body lacks eyes, having evolved to navigate by chemical cues in total darkness. Picture a blind, hairy crab tending bacterial gardens on its limbs in the crushing darkness of the ocean floor. Perhaps most disturbing is their social behavior. They form dense, writhing colonies around vents, sometimes thousands strong, creating a surreal, crowded spectacle in an otherwise desolate seafloor. The sight of thousands of these pale, hairy creatures clustering around superheated vents, farming bacteria in perpetual darkness, represents one of the most alien ecosystems on our planet. The extreme conditions of their habitat, scalding vent fluids next to freezing water, crushing pressures, and toxic chemical concentrations, create what can only be described as a hellish environment where these creatures not only survive but thrive, challenging every assumption about the limits of complex life. Liked this video? Click on the card showing on your screen for more.